A very warm welcome to our today's guest, Dr. Sudhir Hassamni, sir, our director, Sir Dr. Rohan Daiwale, sir, all faculty members, and dear students. I am honored to welcome you all on behalf of Rajgarh Institute of Management Research and Development to today's career guidance webinar. In today's competitive and dynamic business environment, operations and supply chain management plays a vital role across industries. Understanding career opportunities in this domain is extremely important for management students. With this objective, RIMRD has organized today's webinar, Career Opportunities in Operations and Supply Chain Management. We are truly privileged and delighted to have with us a highly respected industry expert, academician, consultant, and mentor, Dr. Sudhir Hassamni sir. He is a mechanical engineer with PGDBM in operations and materials management and holds a doctorate in management science, specializing in strategic planning. He brings with him over 40 years of rich professional experience, having worked with renowned organizations such as Bohr Industries, Kirloskar Cummins, and Tata Motors Limited. His expertise spans across production, planning, supply chain management, business excellence, strategy leadership, and change management. He has received global training in TQM from JUSC, Japan Balanced Scorecard, Tata Business Excellence Model. Dr. Hassamnis has significant contributions to academy and industry through international research papers and case studies, authoring and co-authoring several technical and management books, mentoring more than 1,000 students, supporting SCMS and startups, serving as guest faculty, industry expert, panel member, and SPPO MBA syllabus contributor and paper setter. Beyond academics and industry, he is also a renowned wildlife photographer, author of award-winning books, and an inspiration through his commitment to conservation and living. Sir, we are extremely grateful to you for sparing your valuable time and sharing your experience. I request our director, sir, to address the session.
Thank you.
Uh, Welcome, sir, Dr. Sudhir, sir. We are extremely privileged to have you on this webinar. Hope one day we will arrange some national seminar, etc., and you will be there for offline session also
Sure, sure.
in the coming future. But today, on behalf of Rajgarh Institute of Management Research and Development, I welcome Dr. Sudhir sir. And on behalf of OSCM house activity, I encourage other houses also to arrange such type of webinars or offline sessions for the students. So I'm not wasting much more time, and we are all here to hear uh, from the Dr. Sudhir Hasapni sir. So please, sir, start with your.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I now request Dr. Sudhir Assamni sir to kindly take over the session and guide us on career opportunities in operations and supply chain management. Over to you, sir.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
My voice is okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start our session for today. Thanks to Daiwale sir and the entire management of the Rajgarh, also the faculty members and students over here. I will tell you before we go into details. I was lucky to work in Tata Motors for a long time, and I worked major part of my service in business process engineering, uh, what we call as a business excellence. Outside people call it as a TQM, total quality management. And most of my time, which was a prime time of my career was spent into supply chain. So I have a good kind of hands-on experience on supply chain. And before we go into details, let me also tell you that when Tata Motor was having 1,28,000 crore turnover, the 78% of the whole turnover comes from the supply chain. So you can imagine how any company invest into supply chain. And most of the companies in India right now, the supply chain varies between 60 to 70% of their whole turnover. Majority material comes from outside. So inbound logistics, outbound logistics, internal supply chain, right from customer to customer, that is order from the customer and delivery to customer, becomes very important. So let's start with this note. So thanks to all of you once again. So we'll talk about how to unlock the careers in supply chain and what kind of opportunities are there, what is the situation in India right now, and how it is going to grow in coming future, and what you are supposed to do for it. So if you look at the India GDP, and if you look at the kind of vastness of India GDP, the logistics and supply chain costs around 8% of India GDP. I think it has crossed now 11% this year, but the latest figures, as per the government reports, is around 8%, and it is still growing. Uh, though the earlier estimates were 13 to 14% of GDP when our finance minister was talking in Lok Sabha, and now we will have the budget very soon. Supply chain has a lot of what we call as a small scale agencies working on it, and also some unorganized sector. So the real growth will be more than 15% in the marketplace. And there are a lot of structural, infrastructural, and structural improvements are happening in India. So we know that our expressways are coming up very fast. And what we say normally is that 1 kilometer of expressway anywhere in India adds around 120 vehicles per day. So you can imagine the way we are growing in infrastructure expansions. I think it will give a huge boost to supply chain in coming 5 to 10 years. And a lot of digital improvements are happening. Supply chain is becoming very much kind of a efficient supply chain now. So there is a very good opportunity of intense growth in India. So what are the opportunities? Is my speed okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you look at the operations and supply chain in India, uh, the latest data as of this Jan 25th, what it is actually, as per the various sites, there are more than 15,000 jobs are currently listed only for supply chain management on LinkedIn. More than 41,000 vacancies are there on Naukri.com. And if you look at the end-to-end chain of supply chain, right from customer to customer, where the inbound logistics and outbound logistics is also covered, and what we call nowadays is third-party logistics, fourth-party logistics, everything is covered. So there are 65,000 plus jobs are available right now. So there is a high demand. The sector is going rapidly because of the e-commerce. Most of the time, people are expecting that the delivery should reach to my home, my staircase, my door. So the e-commerce is going, q-commerce is going, and manufacturing expansion is happening in big way. And we will talk about the various roles. So right now key roles are supply chain management, operations management, procurement specialists, and so on. And we will talk about these opportunities little later on. So why somebody should go for operations and supply chain? If you look at the India, it is a industry's backbone. Everything works on supply chain only. I will give you a very small, interesting story how the supply chain can help even the small timers. So there is one lady who was working in Pune IT. She's an IT specialist. She left the job because she was looking for something different in her life. And she left the job and she decided that she will start some job for herself. So she went across the Pune. She talked to a lot of tapriwalas, vada pav gadis, and small scale shops. And she was talking to various people, and she met one vadewala near Sarasbag in Pune. And that vadewala told her that he is looking for more customers and more numbers. She said, "What is your problem?" He said he is not able to generate the content of the vada. Basically the sabji, the vegetables cooked together. He said, "I'm not able to manage that, so most of my customer goes back." So she took a kind of a learning from there, and she went across all vadewalas in Pune. And you will not believe, she's now more serving more than 500 vadewala in Pune, all the those who run the vade pav gadis. And she's supplying only the internal content of the vada, what we call as a Marathi saran, which is actually a sabji, cooked vegetables. And now she is earning lakhs of rupees even in a day. And look at the supply chain. The customers are happy because they are getting the sufficient numbers. The manufacturers are happy because they don't have to run away. They don't have to go to market every day to get the potatoes and cook it and everything. And look, she's delivering the everything to their cart every day. So this is the power of supply chain, and huge things are yet to be actually uncovered by industry. So it becomes a industry's backbone. There is a huge local demand of skilled professionals in India. We don't get actually skilled professionals. A lot of logistic people are actually suffering because of that. And because of cost efficiency in India, uh, huge number of customers, and there is a competitive advantage in this business. So supply chain becomes a more and more kind of a must thing in India. So it is actually a what we call as a kana backbone of the Indian industry. If you look at the core focus areas in India, is basically the strategic management. So there needs to be actually a long term planning. Uh, just remove this. Long term planning, you need a risk analysis and mitigation strategies for sustainable growth. So, strategic planning is actually comes from the leadership. So, in supply chain, you have to become a good leader by understanding the industry. You have to study well. I will give you some tips at the end of the session. What kind of things you are need to do. Then there is a operation management. So how you can optimize the processes. Uh, the most interesting thing is that most of the companies, they have not documented their processes. So there is a need to document these processes. This becomes a specialized need of the any organization, any company. And then you can be actually part of the quality control. Productivity enhancement is a big thing where you can save money in the movements, what we call as the Kaizen improvements, and operational excellence overall across the gamut of the organization. So right from leadership to person who's working on the shop floor, you need to manage the operations very well and cost effective. Then comes the supply chain management. So there is a procurement strategies, how much I can buy, how much I can buy from one supplier. Do I really need three suppliers, two suppliers, four suppliers, whatever it is? And how I'm going to manage the logistics, inbound logistics and outbound logistics. When I say inbound logistics, means material coming from outside to any company's premises, and outbound logistics is a material leaving from the company's premises to either the market or to the next customer or to the next manufacturer. So this is a now very huge chain, and people are getting into logistics every day. New organizations are coming up. So a lot of coordination is required across the company, across the supply chain. So you could be a very good communication manager for them. Inventory management is very essential. What we normally see and what we have always calculated is that whatever inventory you hold, company has to pay minimum 13% interest on that year on year. So it is a very heavy kind of a tax on any organization to hold inventory which is not really required for day-to-day operations. You should be having a minimum inventory. So a lot of ABC kind of analysis has come into play. So there people become inventory specialists, and that job is actually needed in any organization. And distribution network design. So how you can help any company by looking at the marketplace, finding out the right routes, and of course for this purpose you need to have quantitative techniques. So decision need to be data driven, not by your guts, not by your heart, not by your mind. So you have to collect data, analyze the data, and put it into right fashion to understand everybody how they can use this data to take right decisions. For example, I will give you Mercedes Benz. They were actually suffering in their containers. The containers were not getting fully filled, either from leaving from India or coming from Germany to India. So they put actually one MBA students team on this project, and these students made actually very wonderful suggestion to them, and they found out what kind of a vacuum or the empty space is available on the all the items when you kept in any container. So there is a space remaining on the top. So how that space can be filled and few containers can be reduced, so that it saved actually a lot of money for Mercedes Benz. Plus a lot of models started coming in because of that. So data driven decision making is very interesting. Forecasting models are very essential for any company, so that they know the market demand and supply chain can work based on that. And of course statistical analysis for day-to-day operations, which is actually involved into supply chain efficiency. Is this okay so far?
Perfect, sir.
Okay. So what kind of skills you will need? So what we are looking here is the analytical thinking, what we call as a rational thinking into day-to-day business. So I'm sure that your college must be using those kind of techniques where you have to read any news and analyze the news and look from different angles. So when we say analytical thinking is basically a mathematical models. So you don't need very high funda rocket science modeling, but basically understanding the data. Nowadays, a lot of AI tools are available to look at the data and give you analysis which is ready made. So you have to actually master this forecasting techniques. So what customer wants, what is the market wants, how are the seasonal fluctuations. For example, in my old days, till 1990s or even till to end of the 2000, people used to tell that in the winter season, the demand for ice cream will go down. But it's not happening anymore now. Ice cream has become a luxury. Ice cream has become a day-to-day item for everybody. So whether it's a summer, whether it's a rainy season, or whether it's a winter season, ice cream demand still remains. Same is with the cold drinks. So the young generation is impacting this kind of market movements and the requirements of the items in the market. So you have to master these forecasting techniques and look at the data season wise, look at the data market wise, look at the data city wise. In old days, people used to think that second tier, third tier, or the fourth tier uh, villages or this, you can say small places may not be the right thing to target for the market, but it is no more the same condition. So the market is changing. So you have to actually look at the data across the India, across any part of the globe, and look their requirements, look at the data, and master that data. I always tell people that look at the Reserve Bank monthly reports, and when finance minister presents the report, she releases one very good report at the end of the budget. So those reports are available on the site. If you read those reports, you will get a fantastic understanding of each and every industry sector. So mathematical modeling, you need to little bit learn about it, but still simulation techniques, tools, and mathematical model are very easy to understand and use. This will help you to optimize your operations, predict market trends, how the market will move. I don't know whether you have already gone through the what we call as a pyramid of CK Prahlad. So if you look at the market pyramid, that is a customer segment or the market segments. So on this, this theory is known as the bottom of the pyramid. So if you like to look at that triangle, you will find that the maximum chunk of the customers are at the bottom of the pyramid. So when you look at this kind of data, you have to look at the market trends and look at this base of the pyramid. For example, if you look at the apex of the pyramid, you will find the people who are going to buy Ferraris and Mercedes Benz and those kind of people. If you go down, you will find that these are the people who go to Zudio and those kind of things. So people are actually targeting this market segments, and you have to analyze that who is going to buy this kind of items, in how many numbers, in what day of the month, and how the seasonal fluctuations happen. So this helps you to optimize the supply chain. Then second most thing is technology adoption. So even though as a faculty members, as a academia people, we tell you that don't use AI so much. But what I suggest is you have to actually now master AI going forward. You don't have to copy everything from the AI, but you have to learn from AI and the tools available in the marketplace to use it for the increasing efficiency or managing the supply chain in efficient way rather in any industry. So you have to gain proficiency in ERP systems. So whenever you are going for a summer internship, or now we call different things are there, your desk research, your field research, whatever it is. So see that that company has some kind of ERP system, and take your own initiative and say that I want to work on ERP system, whichever model they have. It could be production, it could be materials, it could be costing, whatever module they are using. Try to see that you get a experience in that ERP system, which becomes a very vital when you enter any organization. Then there are a lot of CRM, SCM softwares are available. There are a lot of automation tools available like Salesforce, and a lot of AI platforms are coming up. So you need to actually start working on it right now. Don't wait for the third semester or the fourth semester. Then communication and negotiation. Uh, Communication is a sort of a weakness for all of us. We don't communicate, we don't speak, we don't ask questions. uh, we avoid actually taking initiative in any organized event. So don't do that. Start communicating, start negotiation. Negotiation is a very important skill in any organization, especially in supply chain, when you are dealing with your logistic suppliers, your vendors, your material suppliers everywhere. So you have to start working right now and see that you speak well, you communicate very well, and just give me 1 second. I will put a power. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. So communication negotiation becomes very interesting skills and very much needed skills in supply chain. Uh, then there is a what we call as a project management or agile problem solving. So there will be always a solution available for any problem. So develop resilience for it. So You need to make quick decisions, right decisions to respond effectively to supply chain disruptions and operational challenges. I will give you one very small example or story from TVS Group. I was there on the site visit at TVS Group Hosur, and they actually encountered a problem. Their one item comes from Ichalkaranji, India, Maharashtra, and that item could not reach to Hosur in time. So they started solving the problem, and they realized that there is a one track of load starts every day from Isalkaranji and reaches Hosur next day. And that day, the vehicle actually broke down and could not reach Hosur in time. So the simplest decision they took that day was to split the material in two trucks, and the two trucks will start at different times, and they will not start at the same time. And this was a basic idea, and that solved their majority of the problem. So you have to take a very quick decisions and efficient decisions immediately as much as possible. For this purpose, you need to understand the market well, you need to understand the geography well, also you need to understand how the suppliers are behaving and how the um, your own workshops are behaving. Then what are the emerging opportunities in India? So there is a e-commerce logistics happening right now. A lot of new companies are coming up. So companies like eCart, Wow Express, Delivery, and so many companies are there in India. Most of the startups are entering into this, and they are making huge impact on supply chain. So you have to actually manage this very well. Uh, I was in Titan one day, and the Titan, I asked them how you deliver watches effectively in each and every city of India. So they have a very simple logistics created. Every day, this various kinds of this kind of logistic people are available in their factory in the evening, and all the small packets like Pune, Mumbai, Solapur, Satara, all these packets are made and handed over to these teams, and these teams, they see that these packets are reached in 24 hours to their destination. Very simple solution, but it works very effectively wherever they want to send the watches. So like that, e-commerce is playing huge now impact on supply chain. Then third party logistics. So many companies think that they are this is not their uh, core kind of a skill. Third party logistics is not their core skill. So they try to see that somebody else will take over this responsibility from them. And this will save now not only huge money, but this saves a lot of time. They can de-risk their business by using third-party logistics. And fourth-party logistics is actually that company takes over all your strategic thinking also. And that is a huge now demand in any organization. So there are people like DHL, DB Shankar, and Gati. All these people are now taking over as a third-party logistic. They understand your strategy, they understand your total requirement of the year, they split it quarterly, they will see the fluctuations of the seasonal fluctuations, temperature wise, everything, they will take care of it, and they will see that the items reach you in time. Then manufacturing hubs are being created now. For example, Tata Motors has created hub in Uttaranchal, that is near Pantanagar, also in Dharwad. Everywhere people are creating their hub. Bajaj has done that, Honda has done that. So the hubs are actually, their suppliers are coming at one place, manufacturing and supplying the items where the factories are placed very nearby. For example, Pantanagar, Tata Motors factory is there, and this Pantanagar hub supplies all items to them without any delay. It's just a 1 hour journey. So automotive, electronics, FMCG sectors, these all sectors are actually looking for manufacturing hubs. For example, now Chakan is becoming sort of a manufacturing hub for many. A lot of companies are supplying items to Bajaj, Honda, and everybody from Chakan and also Walus from Aurangabad. And tech-driven roles. So this is a very big opportunity for all of us. So you need to be a little bit conversant with data analytics, supply chain IT consulting. You don't have to be IT specialist, but you have to read the end-to-end supply chain of that company and suggest. Then there are automation specialists, and AI-powered logistics is emerging as a high growth career path. AI-powered logistics means the software reads the daily on daily basis how is your consumption going on in any part of the organization. They don't have to look into, nobody has to actual time, or the supply chain head may not get full idea of his supply chain by sitting at one place. So this AI powered logistics is actually looking at your data, automatically finding out where is the problem, and immediately they will inform the suppliers or the supplier second tier of the suppliers, so that the material can reach in time to the organizations. Is this okay so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And in the end, we will take some questions also.
It's correct.
So, what you have to look for is live projects and internships. So, wherever possible, take a live projects. Uh, whether your institute asks for it or whether they are not asking for it, it has to be your own initiative. So, I always tell people to go and visit malls. Malls are huge learning places. So, live projects and internships are very serious. Don't just copy old projects, it will help you huge. All your interviews are actually based on the internships. They will, because you don't have any experience as per se. So, you have to do your desk research, you have to do your field project and on the job training very seriously, so that you become a sort of a experienced person before joining any organization. At least some experience will be there, 2 months, 3 months. Then you have to participate in professional workshops, any event happening in your company, your organization, your college, any institute nearby. You should be participating there. When you go to on the job training in any organization, see that whether you can participate on any Kaizen event, any idea improvement, ERP implementation, software implementation. You can even travel into any company which is supplying material to your organization. I will tell you, I have understood the supply chain by traveling for 15 days. I traveled 15 days into various trucks running on the expressways to understand the truck driver problems, to understand the roads, to understand how the material moves. And then I got some insight of the supply chain. So you have to actually go to the field, and in Japan they call as a genba. Go to the genba, go to the problem areas, and see how you can learn from that issue. And of course, case studies. A lot of case studies are available. Uh, there are ready-made case studies. If you need any case studies, let me know. I am creating a book of small 100 caselets, and I have written more than 50 case studies, which is actually Indian environment case studies. So you can use this kind of case studies to understand and see that you learn from those cases given to you. So this is a pro tip for you. Companies highly value candidates with practical exposure. So when you go to interviews, you are able to explain, okay, how I learned from the on the job training which was given to me. So use your academic projects to solve actual industry problems, and that will help you to build your own portfolio. So, what are the career paths and roles in Pune? Means actually in India, Pune is becoming a sort of a very good point for supply chain across India. So, there are supply chain planners and analysts needed who can design efficient supply networks, optimize inventory flows, and forecast demand patterns. So you can be a good planner. You have to learn little bit, and then it helps you like anything. Then you can become operations manager. You don't need to be. There is no need you to be expert in that area right now. But when you join any organization, go to the workshop floors, shop floors, talk to people, go to the logistic people, learn from them. So it actually helps you to improve the efficiency of supply chain. Then procure management is understanding the components going into any kind of assembly or sub-assembly. What are the ingredients which will make that product? Then how you talk to suppliers, how you will negotiate with them. And the most important part is actually the warehouse inventory manager and the logistics manager in supply chain. These are the people who make the supply chain live. Make the supply chain vibrant. So logistics manager actually coordinates with everybody across the network of the distribution channels and transport industry, and they see that the last mile delivery coming straight away to the manufacturing point or the operations point in your organization. For example, if you go to the big malls, they don't come and fill up your racks. It is the supplier of that item comes and fill up the rack. He knows which is the rack he is supposed to put his item. So it's a last mile. They come directly to the rack where the item is going to move. Then the warehouse and inventory manager, as I said, when 60 to 70% of the your turnover is with the supply chain, then it will be in crores. And it means that a lot of material is coming in and going out. So inventory becomes a very important thing. So learn all those techniques very seriously, whether it's ABC analysis or any analysis to manage the inventory. I have helped one Pune-based company, and you will not believe they have reduced inventory by 30 crores in just 1 year by learning simple techniques. They were not having any knowledge how to manage the inventory. When we actually helped them, we taught them how to manage the inventory, very simple techniques. They understood it, and even the company's CEO had no idea that they are having 1.5 crore non-moving inventory lying with them. So this actually comes from managing storage systems. How is your storage system? Where are the racks? Where is the item? What are the stock levels you want? What is the minimum level? What is the maximum level? And then you can implement the solutions in the supply chain. And also what you need is in the market, there is a good need of process and quality manager. If you work for say 1 year, then you get this kind of insight. This helps to any organization on operational excellence. So Six Sigma and all those tools will come little later on. But looking at the process, mapping the whole process becomes very important in any organization. So don't go by this figure. These are the just normal kind of Naukri.com and other kind of platforms. They talk about it, but still it gives you very good idea how you can grow in any industry. So if you look at the entry level, where the starting salaries varies between 5 to 8 lakhs, 5 to 9 lakhs in India, where the fresh MBA graduates are recruited, and but look at the last line. It talks with strong analytical skill. So start learning right now. Go back to your faculties, ask them, and learn from them. If not, go to the industry expert and learn from them. Actually, it's a sort of a GAN for all of you. Don't waste your time into those platforms where the movies are being relayed. You waste actually your 3 hours for nothing. It has no meaning for me whether the Durandar is successful or not. My job is to get a good job outside when I enter into any industry. These movies will kill your 3 hours for no outcome in your life. So focus on your career, focus on your learning, which will help you to go into entry level. Then when you get experience beyond 2 years, then you can enter into mid-level managers, where the you start getting your specialization, Your skills are being used in any company where you look for inventory kind of management, operations management, and whatnot. And of course, the top performers go into leadership roles, and there the huge opportunity is lying there. So you be into any company for more than 3 to 5 years, you can start climbing into corporate ladder. So you will go for senior management. Now there is no sort of a glass ceiling or kind of a age barrier now, what we call into leadership roles. So people with 32, 35 years, even early 40s can enter into the leadership roles. Earlier days, it was people used to think why he is young, how we can manage. Now that is no more taboo for any organization. So if you take seriously into entry level, you will be able to climb very fast into the top level. So you have to learn very fast. You start doing certification as much as possible, and that will help you in future. One of my student, you will not believe, though he was from finance background, he did 57 certification in just 2 years. And there was no surprise for all of us. He cracked his interview in the first day itself, and he got a package of 11 lakhs. And he comes from a very humble background. He comes from a Latur area. So you can imagine the kind of certifications help you in your career. And salary and growth, we talk about it. There are roles like operational analysts, operation executives, supply chain analysts, inventory managers, warehouse managers, logistics coordinators, then logistics managers. Warehouse manager is becoming very big role now because of the Flipkarts and Amazons. And also the logistic coordinator, it becomes very important for any company. And of course, the procurement executives and sourcing executive. So, what is the your actually day-to-day job is data and process support, analyze supply chain data, manage stocks and warehouse operations, map warehouse processes, coordinate transport distribution and logistics. Now, softwares and a lot of analytical tools are taking over, but you have to learn those techniques and manage the role of logistics or the uh, coordinator or the manager role very well. Then, of course, when you enter into procurement area, you take little bit time, 3 to 6 months to understand your roles. Then you will be able to manage suppliers very well, how to source material, where to look for new vendors, new material kind of thing, how you can replace materials from maybe aluminum to plastic, steel to aluminum. Those kind of things can be learned over the period. And with little experience, maybe 2 years experience, you can start looking for improved reach or improved enhanced job like operations manager, supply chain manager, logistics manager. So you can be actually a very good uh, supply chain consultant, what we call as a supply chain junior consultant. Then they need a demand planners. Demand planning is a very important role in basically the auto and FMCG kind of industries. Then you can be a very good inventory planner. Then once you master the supply chain, at least and start understanding the supply chain over a period of say 2 years, then you can become a category manager. What we call as a steel is a category, plastic is a category, rubber is a category. So even you understand even one kind of category, you will become a good resource for any organization. So these are the major industries. Most of us we know about it. But e-commerce, retail, it could be Flipkart, Big Basket, Amazon, whatnot. FMCG, Hindustan Unilever, Nestle's, ITC's, Maruti Suzuki, Tata Motors, Mahindra, Ola has become now big. Ather is becoming big. Bajaj, L&T. Then there are consulting firms. They give a lot of consultancy services. So Ernst and Young, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte. Deloitte is a very big consultancy firm for many companies. Then there are logistics suppliers and organizations like FedEx, Blue Dart, DHL. Then there is IT and analytics. So there is a There are companies like Accenture and TCS into it. So market is very vast and opportunities too many. You can actually look for it. Now, what are those? There are two slides on small tips for you. Uh, Most of us we start ignoring the syllabus. So look at your syllabus and focus intensively on the syllabus. Syllabus are not just made because somebody wants it. So you look for those quantitative methods involved in it, operational research involved in it, strategic management involved in it. So this create actually your analytical foundation for the future. So just don't look any subject as a subject. This is designed very mathematically, very carefully for you. So read your syllabus very carefully and start learning from it. A lot of things can help you for future. Develop proficiency in supply chain softwares like SAP, Oracle, SCM. Now, SAP courses will be a little bit costlier for you, but as I said, if you go for any summer internship, what we call as on-the-job training now, you can learn SAP over there. Even one module, two module can give you a huge benefit. Then data analytics tool like Python, R, Excel, there are huge learnings available free of cost on YouTube also. Then visualization platforms are available also in Excel and other things. When I'm telling you, just look at the YouTube, there are few people who teach you a lot of tools in just throwaway prices, the rupees 9, rupees 73, rupees 99. Like there is a person called Jatan Shah, then there is a boy called Aditya Kachwe. Also, you can learn from them in your free time whenever you are at home from YouTube's. Then most important thing is whenever you are in college, your organization, your institute, cultivate leadership qualities, take your own initiatives. Teamwork capabilities will improve because of that. You will be able to communicate very effectively, and there will be a lot of cross cultural collaboration abilities. We look at gatherings or any event of the institute as a fun, or just some student they take it as a time pass. Don't do that. It is actually your skills will get enhanced because of those events. Even the gathering is one of the best event to improve your cross cultural collaboration. Then of course networking event. So there are a lot of CEOs, CFOs or CTOs or the senior management people visiting your institute. So start interacting with them. Or take your own initiative and attend industry conferences. This will help you in big way when you go out for any interview, and you will be able to understand how leaders behave, how senior management behave. So there are some small tips like industry visits. Don't take industry visits very lightly. Whenever you are visiting any industry, any kind of industry, start learning, start looking at their processes. Visit malls. Malls are very huge learnings. Shops and logistics provider. Why I will tell you, when you visit any mall, all of you must have seen there is a huge queue to pay the bills, right? Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
So anybody has thought ki why there is a queue? Why you must have thought ki why these people are not keeping extra counters to manage the queues? The simple reason is that they purposely create the queue, long queues. First reason is to show that this mall has a very good footfall. Second and most important thing is whenever you are in queue, you can see the bins and items kept nearby the counters. These are the items normally kids will pick up. So at the time of paying the bills, you will see that a lot of husbands walk in to pay the bills where the wife has already done the shopping. So in the last moment, there are a lot of items kept near the counters where which you pick up for no reason. It may not be your need. So this is the logistics idea, how these malls actually operate. So whenever you visit any mall, look at how they fill up the racks, how they manage the inventories, who does the inventory every day, who's the logistic provider for them. Then whenever you meet any courier or Zomato boy or Amazon delivery boy, talk to them, start understanding how they manage. So as you know, everybody gets some nowadays material every day. So I normally talk to these delivery boys. So one day one person came in 10 minutes. So I asked him, "Ki, how do you manage this?" So he took me a shop nearby, and all these daily items, what you call as a grains or the bananas or potatoes or onions, he showed me that shop. That shop has already uh, that company's handbags kept over there, and he receives the call. He calls immediately to that shop. The shopkeeper makes the bag ready. The moment he reaches, he picks the bag and comes in. It's not that company is arranging on the last moment. It is somebody else is assigned to do that. So you learn this kind of techniques, and which is actually a sort of a profitable kind of thing for any company. So observe processes whenever possible in the supply chain. Solve case studies as many as possible. Read books. There are a lot of research papers available. And most importantly is watch YouTube videos instead of watching movies on any platform. These are the things which will help you in your career going forward. So how you are going to lead your future? So basically master the core concepts. You will be interviewed on your syllabus, you will be interviewed on your own learnings, and you will be interviewed on what kind of projects you have done. So leverage your MBA syllabus or the MBA kind of learnings to build a solid theoretical and practical foundation. Because the interview panel may not know that what is your experience. So they will try to keep it simple when you are there to ask you questions. And for that purpose, you have to need stay industry current. Keep yourself updated on India's evolving supply chain. And that's why you will see that most of the institute and all these colleges, they keep the 3 or 4 newspapers in their organization on where you attend your classes. So it is for that purpose only. Read what is happening in the industry every day. Gain practical experience. So you have to do the internships very seriously, do the on the job training very seriously. Uh, See that you get a lot of certifications before you go out, and position yourself as a problem solver and innovator in operations management. That will add your a feather in your cap when you go for any interview to join any industry. I think that was all from my side. I was told to manage in 45-50 minutes. I think I have done that. So it's time for thank you and questions and answers.
Students, if you have any question, you can discuss with the sir.
Yes, if you have any question, anything, whatever you want to ask related to your career or supply chain, I am okay. First thing is, I hope it was useful to you.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Dr. Rohan Devale here. Okay,
yes, sir.
just yes, it was extremely wonderful session, and everything that you have explained, I think it is crystal clear for our students. So I am extremely thankful. There will be a vote of thanks, but before that, I just want to thank. And
Yeah.
one question that generally arises from the students, uh, that the faculties also sometimes they fail to answer. So you are
Uh-huh.
the expert, so I just wanted to ask. The
Yes.
question is, many of the students they think that if your background is B mechanical, Okay,
Uh,
then only you should opt for this specialization, that is OSCM. And if you are from another background, that is from BCom or BCA, then the students, they want to opt, but there is misconception in their mind that whether they should go for this OSCM or not. So that is the most common question from students.
and it's actually a very good question and very much needed to explain also. See, anybody can join supply chain. There is no need to have any industrial or engineering background. Even a person who has studied into arts or commerce can join, because a lot of areas into supply chain is actually related to logistics. It is actually related to planning. It is actually related to meeting the people, talking to people, sending communications. So absolutely no bar. One of the student I have mentored, he has a BCom background. He comes from very humble background from village side, so he was not even proficient, or he was not expert or good in talking English. Even he was not able to explain or express himself very well. But that person, when he actually worked into one of the logistics small organization for 3 months, he becomes so good. He was immediately taken into Mercedes Benz, and within 3 years, now he's the team lead. So, absolutely, education is not playing much, there is no hindrance. You can actually become a good expert in any field of the supply chain. It's a huge opportunity.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I hope this answers.
Yes, sir. Vote of thanks.
I request Dhanashree Nikam ma'am to express vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of Rajgarh Institute of Management Research and Development, I sincerely thank our honorable guest, Dr. Sudhir Hassamni, sir. Sir, your
Thank
session
you.
on career opportunities in OSCM was very useful and meaningful for our students. Your experience, guidance, and real life examples help students to understand career options and industry expectations. We are truly grateful to you for giving your valuable time and sharing your knowledge with us. I would also like to thank our respected director, Dr. Rohan Devale, sir, for his constant support and guidance in organizing this webinar. My sincere thanks to all faculty members for their efforts and cooperation, and I also thank all the students for attending the session and making it successful. Once again, thank you everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I would love
Thank you very much,
to
sir.
come one day to your institute and interact with your students.
Yes, definitely, sir. We are also looking for the same
Thank
opportunities.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
The
Thank you, sir.
session is
Thank you.
thank you. See you soon.
the session is now concluded. Thank you.
Thank you.